Hello guys, and welcome to this tutorial to finally learn biostats if you are a medical or dental student, if you are even a postgraduate student and you need to learn biostats. With this exercise we are going to do together using online calculators, so you don't even need the SPSS or a statistical software to do this exercise, okay? As long as you know how to use the online calculators. So we have this data, let's analyze this data together. So those are patients that were treated using bite splints, so the mouth guards. So maybe the use of the mouth guards were affecting the bone loss or the number of caries. We don't know, right? So that's why we have those variables here. We have just 14 patients. That's just an exercise, an example of a study. And then you have demographic variables, gender, age group, and blood pressure. So the numbers will mean categories, and that's why you have the legends. So the legends are here, as you should always do when you do your data for your study, for your thesis, for your dissertation, using the Excel. Now we have the quantitative variables. So we have radiographic variables, mean bone loss, number of caries. Well, those are basically, anyway, those are just examples, all right? But they are measured at the first appointment, at the delivery of the bite splint. But then we have the same measurements, take a look at this, taken again after 1 year using the bite splint. All right, so we have the same measurements taken 1 year. So if we are comparing the same patients in different time points, of course we are talking about dependent samples, but we are going to reach this point very soon. Okay, now we have the questions because that's an exercise. So let's do this together. First question, classify all variables. Well, gender is qualitative nominal. We don't have categories here, right? So we don't have an order of hierarchy. So it's nominal. We have age group. Now it was quantitative, but now it was grouped as categories. So now we have this as a qualitative ordinal. And then we have blood pressure, which is now a nominal qualitative as well, because we have only two, it's a binary variable, so we have only two categories, right? And then we have the quantitative continuous variables. Why continuous? Because they accept decimals, right? So they are quantitative continuous. That's the correct classification. All right, very good. So now let's see the second question. And basically second and third and fourth questions you can answer using the same methodology, the same method which I'm going to show to you guys right now. So you want to compare the gender. Let's go for question number 2. For the radiographic variables at the first appointment, so I don't care about the blue area here, about after 1 year that the patient was using bite splint. I just care about the first appointment. All right, we have 4 variables to compare between the two genders, okay? So mean bone loss, let's start with this one. I need to compare this variable for the two genders. But first, I need to know the normality. That's why we are going to type here on Google. All right, so here we have Shapiro-Wilk online calculator, and then there you have it. We click basically any link. We just click in the first one. This is the website that we are now. And then you just need to paste all your data here, okay? Not separated by groups. You need to paste your entire data for your variable here. So let's copy the bone loss data, okay? So here the order doesn't matter now. I am copying the data of mean bone loss, and I will paste here, okay? So I did Control C or Command C because I'm using an Apple device, and then Command and V here or Control V to paste the data here. Everything is already correct. We just press calculate, as simple as it is. So you press calculate and look at the p-value. So the p-value is 0.01, which means that it's not normal, the distribution of data here, right? So now if we have not, so the p-value of Shapiro-Wilk, you guys should report, it's 0.01. Okay, that's not normal. So which test should I use to compare the gender for this variable, for mean bone loss? And of course, we are talking about the Mann-Whitney, right? Because It's not dependent in this case because they are different people. All right, one group doesn't contain, the two groups doesn't contain the same individuals. So obviously, of course. And then we need to choose a test for independent samples. Independent samples, not normal, and two groups only, then it's Mann-Whitney. Okay, so let's go for the Mann-Whitney, and then we need to press on Google. We need to now we need to select Mann-Whitney online calculator. Okay, so now we have Mann-Whitney online calculator, and then basically you are going to click in any link. Basically is just the same. Okay, just for us to keep the same website, maybe let's click on the second one, but it doesn't really matter. So now we have the two groups here. We need just to enter our data in those two different columns. All right. However, the genders, they are mixed up here, right? So we have 1, 1, 0, 0. I need to copy all the ones in one column in group 1. All right. So let's say that this is female or male. All right. So let me see the legends here. So female is 0. All right. So this will be female, which is 0, and group 2 will be male. I'm just naming this to make my organization easier. All right, so I need to copy all the zeros here and all the ones there. So a very simple trick of Excel, I will select all my data here, all my rows, and I will click right button, right click, and then this is in Spanish, but it's just order, then order from lower to higher, okay? And then amplify with the selection or grow with the selection, doesn't matter. And then order, all right? And then take a look at this. We have all the males and all the females separate already, okay? And these data were changed according to those ones. So they are still the same patients. Look, the patients are mixed now, but not the genders. The genders are organized as you want. So now let's copy those we can agree that are the bone loss of female patients, okay? We are going to press Command and C and Command and V. And now we are going to select all the bone loss of male patients. So I select only those final cells here of bone loss, okay, the other half, Command and C or Ctrl and C, and then Command and V or Ctrl and V. And then I will press calculate. Okay, so take a look at this. I did a zoom for you guys to see better. The p-value equals 0.04, which means that it is significant, the difference between the genders. So we are just assessing the data in one point in time. So we can say that in this point in time, there is a significant association, so a significant difference between the two genders for bone loss. Okay, this is what we found with the Mann-Whitney tests. And now, of course, you need to do the same, exactly the same procedure for age and blood. So exactly the same. So age is not organized here now, right? So I select all the age, right button, order, increase in order, of course, amplify with the selection or grow with the selection. And then I just copy all this data. But before I need to calculate normality. So bone loss, I would select everything first. Shapiro-Wilk online calculator, calculate, okay? Go back in the video if you guys want to review this step. And then if it's normal, you guys select t-test for two groups. If it's not normal, Mann-Whitney. Okay, go back to my video teaching all the tests and all the indications for all the tests. The link will be here on the top right corner of this screen. It will show up at some point. Okay, for you guys to know, you guys need to choose the right test. So otherwise, you are selecting the wrong online calculator. All right. Now let's see. So this would answer questions 2, 3, and 4. And then question 5 here. Take a look at this. Was the number of caries influencing bone loss at the first appointment? So we are talking about number of caries and bone loss. So those are two quantitative variables. Now this is a correlation, not comparison. We want to see if the more caries they have, the more bone loss they are having. That's basically the assumption, the hypothesis. So here in this case, what we need to do, we need to calculate normality of both of them. All right, so let's do this again. So let's go back to the shapiro-wilk. All right, so we are back to the shapiro-wilk online calculator. Let's test first. Well, bone loss is already not normal. I don't even need to test the other one, because if it's not normal, if one of them are not normal, I am obliged to use Spearman tests for non-parametric correlation, not Pearson test, okay? So I already have my answer, but you should calculate normality of a number of caries as well. So I'm just calculating here for us to check. Okay, Command and C there, Command and V here, and then calculate. So this one, by chance, is incidentally is normal, all right? But the other one is not normal. All right, so because one of the variables is not normal, then we are using Spearman correlation online calculator, and then just like the same, any of these, basically any of these websites would be okay. Just an online calculator for Spearman correlation. And then the order here, it doesn't matter of patients, because we just need the data to be paired, of course, to belong to the same patients. So I just need to copy and paste in the same order. So Command and C, Command and V here, and here we have bone loss, and the other one, caries, I copy in the other column, just everything. Command and C, and then Command and V. So now I have both quantitative variables, because that's a correlation, and then calculate R first. And then we have the R being very weak here, all right? And then my p-value is not even significant. So this means that I have a weak and direct correlation, because it's far away from 1. Don't forget that R vary from 0 to 1. Go back to my video teaching the basics of biostats, if you don't remember that. And the p-value is greater than 0.05, which means that this correlation is not even significant. Okay, so question number 5, was number of caries influencing bone loss at the first appointment? No, absolutely not. You have your answer here. All right, that's the correct answer. So are bone densities of maxilla and mandible correlated? Well, we just select those two columns. We do normality first, and then we choose Pearson or Spearman test. So it's basically the same. All right, so you can answer this question as well. Now, did the use of bite splint, look, this is maybe the most important question here, right? Did the use of bite splint affect any radiographic variables? Well, now we need to compare these numbers with these numbers here, right? So we need to compare before and after using the bite splint. So now what I need to do? I need to do a paired comparison, of course. So I calculate normality. We already know that bone loss, for example, is normal. And then if it's normal, you can calculate all the data together, of course, if you want. But if it's normal, then you need to use the paired t-test in this case, because it's 2 groups only. All right, so paired t-test online calculator, and then again, any of these links would be good for us. Before and after, for example, we already even have the example here. We just need to make sure that we are comparing the same thing, because it's a paired comparison, and that the patients are in the same order. So mean bone loss, I am copying all this data, which is the data of before bite splints, and then I just take all the data after bite splints, okay? And we even have some negative values for some reason, but doesn't matter. And then calculate, and then there is a huge difference. We are actually having lower bone loss, all right, after the bite splints. But that's just an example. Don't forget about this, okay? This is just an example of an imaginary study. So the p-value is very low, 0.00, so lower than 0.05, okay? Normality was also confirmed, which means that the paired t-test is significant, right? So that's your result. That means that we do know that bite splints are affecting bone loss, because we are comparing the same patients in 2 different time points. So it's a paired comparison, all right? Again, how I select the test, paired sample test, paired t-test. because those are normal distribution with 2 groups only, and then dependent samples because the patients are the same on both groups. That's why we selected paired t-tests. All right, and this answers question number 7. Question number 8, the last one. Suggest one or more analyses that could be clinically relevant to assess this table. Well, you could suggest basically anything here. Let's say the age group comparison for bone density. Age group could affect bone density, for example. So then you could do just a comparison between the 2 groups of age groups, for example, right? So then that's why we need to interpret as well as medical and dental students what is relevant to be compared or not, instead of just suggesting hypotheses and that are not clinically relevant for your thesis, for your dissertation, for your studies. So basically that's our exercise. If you want to know how to answer one of these questions again, go back in this video and then train biostats. Now you know, now you're ready to do your master thesis, your PhD, at least several of the analyses that you could be required to do, you can do using these online calculators, using this method. If you have SPSS, then don't forget to check our tutorial of SPSS. We have a tutorial using SPSS as well, and the link will probably show up here on the top right corner of this screen at some point. See you guys in the next videos.